Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. Today's video is a continuation of part 1 of this video series. So make sure you have checked out the first part. If you haven't, please make sure you check it out right now. And for those who have watched the first part, welcome back to the channel. All the important links for today's video have been dropped in the description. So make sure you check them out and let's get started. So the first task for today's video is to make a desert in Blender. As we discussed in the last video, behind this arch we are going to make a desert. So that is going to be very easy, but the prerequisite for that is to turn the ant landscape on. So to do that, I will go into the edit menu. Over here from the preferences, I will go to add-ons and then search for ANT. So in my case, this thing has already been turned on. If not, please check this tool over here. Now that we have added it, I will go into the add menu, and over here you can see this landscape option right now. So from landscape there are many presets which we can choose from. So the preset that we want right now is the desert preset, but in this case we can choose the dunes preset. So now that I have chosen it, I will go to the solid view and let's see what we can do over here. So this is the shape we are getting over here right now, and we can edit it using these options. So the first thing that I can do is I can see what kind of shape I want. So this can be done by cycling through these numbers. So maybe anything which makes it more scenic will look good. So in this case, this is looking good with some curves and these dunes over here, but the height right now is a bit too much. So for that I will reduce the height and hold shift along so that it reduces in slower increments, and this would be good for now. And yeah, that would be all for this thing. So now I will just click anywhere over here. So make sure that you have done all the settings before clicking outside of that box, because once you have clicked outside you cannot edit it again. So now I will go over here, and then in the top view I can scale it along. So anything of this scale would look fine. Now by going into the right view, I can place it somewhere over here. Now if I go to the camera view by pressing 0 on the numpad, I can see that this is how it will look right now. So it is majorly blocking the view over here. So I've placed it somewhere over here where it is not blocking this arch view completely and giving it a good look over here. So it was this easy. And over here on the edges, what we can do is we can go into the sculpt mode, and over here by pressing the grab tool, we can grab these edges and bring them down over here. So it kind of merges with this plane. So what we didn't do in the last video was that we didn't add a water plane to these pool sections, which you can see over here in this image, because it has some water contained in them, and that is going to be very easy again. So for that, what I will do is I will go into the edit menu, and I will go into the add menu and add a plane over here. I'll simply scale this plane along both the axes. You don't have to be too precise with this, because anyway most of it will be hidden beneath the surface. So right now it is not in the pool. So this way we can now choose the level over here. So I want to choose a lower level, so I will make it somewhere over here. Yeah, we will be adding materials in the later part of this series, which is the next video. So the next thing involves adding tree to this scene and some bushes along these edges. To add trees, I will be using two sources. One of them will be the trees from Blend Swap, and other one will be from Blender Kit. And for the bushes as well, I will be using one of the bushes which I downloaded from Blend Swap. All the links I will give in the description below, and a huge shout out to all those creators who have created this amazing stuff. For that, I will just append them from the scene over here. So now I have appended these shrubs over here and the trees over here. So let me show you one by one. So these shrubs are downloaded from BlendSwap file, and these trees are also downloaded from BlendSwap, and the trees over here in the middle are downloaded from BlenderKit. So to download that, what you can do is just simply type a palm tree over here in the BlenderKit menu, and then you can search for it. It will then show up and you can append it into the scene. In my case, I have already appended it into the scene, so I won't have to do it again. But it's that simple. Also, you have the freedom to use any other kind of trees you want. These are the best which I found for my scene over here. So as I've already placed them in a particular manner, I can just simply move this over here to see whatever looks good with the scene. So the best way to place it right now is to go into the right view and then from there move it along. Anything like this would look fine, I guess. Now if I go into the camera view, I can see from here also. I can scale it down a bit. So this is how it will look right now. Now to add shrubs into the scene, it is very simple procedure. We can also place them randomly at different spots along the wall. But in our case, I will use the particle system settings to create some random number of shrubs in random positioning. So for that, I will go into the top view, and from here I will add a plane which will act as the particle emitter. I will bring this down over here. So make sure the particle emitter is of the size that you want the shrubs to be spread across. In my case, I don't want them to be spread too much along the y-axis. Now that we have added this thing over here, I will delete this section later on. First thing I will do is that I will go into the particle system settings. Over here, select here, and over here in the render settings you can choose how do you want to render this particle system as. So I want to render it as collection, because all the shrubs have been saved into a certain collection known as the shrubs A collection. So I can select the instance collection which I want over here, which is shrubs A in this case. Also I can choose object rotation so that they are rotating properly. I can reduce the number to a lot less, maybe around 20, and then we can see it more clearly what's happening over here. I will also increase the scale of this to somewhat this much. So over here you can see I have, using the rotation option, I have changed the orientation to global Y, so all of them face upwards. I can randomize it a bit so that it doesn't look all pointing upwards. This way it will look fine. Also I can increase the number to maybe 40 so it looks more full. And now over here what I can do is I can simply, in the edit menu, by going into the wireframe mode, I can make two loop cuts over here, select this face. So this way I have divided one plane and one particle system into two by simply removing the middle face. So over here now when I go into the camera view, you can see the scene is looking more full, and also I can reduce the scale of these shrubs over here to maybe 0.29 will look good. Also you can see that we do not want shrubs over here, so you can maybe change it to some different number, 39 in this case. So in this case, as we have put it to a number, so it isn't coming in the path of our scene, the main axis that we are looking for. Now that we have added the trees, the bushes, and we have modeled the complete scene with the background, the next major step is to simply do the lighting over here. So before doing that, I'll just save it now. Now I will divide this viewport into two parts, and over here I will go to the shader editor. In the shader editor, I will go into the world settings. And now over here in this panel, I will go to the world properties, select use nodes, and then from there I will select this environment texture. So now this environment texture allows us to use HDRI in a scene. So to use HDRI, I have already downloaded it from HDRI Haven. You can also do the same by the link which I will give in the description below. So in this case, I am going to use a sunrise kind of HDRI which I found online. Now over here I can simply press Ctrl+T, which will give us the mapping nodes along with the texture coordinate through a shortcut. For that you have to turn the Node Wrangler add-on. So now what I can do is I can first go over here and restrict the render to the render region. Now that we have restricted it to the render region, we will not see any render outside this box when we are in the camera view. So now if I press Z and go to the rendered view, it will start rendering it, but now over here it won't render properly because I haven't turned the cycles rendering engine on, which I will do in just a minute before it loads. So now that I have loaded this HDRI, currently the sun is somewhere over here, and I want the sun to be somewhere over here in this region so that it gives a more dramatic effect to us. So to change the position of the sun, we can use this mapping node over here and use the Z axis to rotate the HDRI along the Z axis. Now if I rotate it by 90 degrees for example, you can see how the lighting is starting to change over here. Also now if I see the sun, it won't be in that direction, it has shifted to this direction by 90 degrees. So similarly you can test it for the HDRI that you are using, that the sun is placed in that angle. So the best angle which worked for me was somewhere around 234 degrees. So now the sun has come somewhere over here, but you cannot see it properly because in the camera view we haven't switched off this background image setting right now. Now that I have switched it off from this side, you can see that the sun is somewhere over here, and now the scene is looking a lot better because we have a focal element in the center across the arch. So this way the scene is looking more complete. So now that we have set up the HDRI, this scene is looking a lot better. So that was all for today's video. All the steps were very simple to follow along and use it in Blender. For the next part of the video, we are going to add materials to the scene and then take out the final render. I hope you got some valuable information from today's video. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. And please hit that bell notification icon to receive the next latest update. Thank you.